With the boards cut to a rough length and the edges joined, I'm ready to join the two boards together. And to do that, I am going to use a biscuit joiner. I know there's been a little controversy about biscuit joiners lately, but I've been a fan of biscuit joiners since the late 80s, and I think they make joining boards together really easy and convenient. If I were to buy another one, I'd probably buy a Makita. This one's okay, but it's not great. When I'm laying out for the biscuits, I like to keep the first biscuit about 6 inches from the outside edge on both sides, and then keep the biscuits about 10 inches apart. It's also good to keep the biscuits about 3/8 of an inch below the surface of the top, because the biscuits can telegraph, which means under a certain light you can actually see where the biscuits are. And I know that because I made that mistake on a coffee table I built about 20 years ago. And when I look at that coffee table in my living room, I can actually see where the biscuits are. So just keep that in mind. You want to have some space between the biscuit and the surface of the top. So now I'm ready to mark out where the biscuits will go, and then we can join these boards together. I think one of the problems that people have with biscuit joiners is they may not know how to use one correctly. You don't want to reference off your table. You have to reference off the board. So this plate needs to have all the pressure on it, and that way your biscuits will always align in the same place. The main advantage of using a biscuit joiner is to keep the boards aligned during the glue up. This kind of illustrates how the biscuit slot isn't centered. This is the top, and I've got just about 3/8 of an inch, and there's less space facing the bottom, so if there is any telegraphing, it will happen at the bottom and no one will see it. After the boards are clamped together, I'll use a little sawdust to remove most of the glue squeeze out, and then a wet rag to clean up the rest. Okay, so after using the biscuit joiner to join the boards for the top of the bench, I used it again to create the slots for the wooden clips that will allow me to attach the top to the base and allow for expansion and contraction. So on this one small project, I used the biscuit joiner on 2 applications. So definitely a valuable tool as far as I'm concerned. You can also use a biscuit joiner for joining face frames to cabinets, and I'm sure there's other things that I can't think of, but I think a biscuit joiner is a really valuable tool. The main thing is to remember, reference off of this plate, don't reference off of your work table. Think about the depth of the biscuit to avoid the telegraphing. A biscuit joiner has 3 settings, 0, 10, and 20. I almost always use 10 just out of convenience. And if I were to get another biscuit joiner, I'd probably get a Makita. I just like the Makita. And now they're making a cordless one. The corded one is about $179. I just saw it at Home Depot. So not a huge investment for a tool that I think saves a lot of time. This project is what I'm calling a shaker-inspired bench. This is going to be my next project. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, I hope that you'll subscribe and hit that notification bell. That will let you know each time I post a new video. And if you didn't see this project, this is my most recent project. I call it a mobile workstation. I've got 3 tools on the station: the drill press, the mortiser, the lathe. Everything's plugged in and ready to go. It's also a charging station. Tons of storage, great for a small shop. So if you didn't see this project and you want to check it out, click on the link in the description. And that's it for now. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.